G'day, we're the Clarke boys. I'm Sam, this is Noah and Harry, my brothers, twin brothers. We live in New Zealand on the Coromandel Peninsula. It's a beautiful place to live and so many hunting and fishing opportunities. We love getting out there and filming our adventures, and we'd love to share them with you guys too. So come along for the ride. Hope you guys enjoy it. As the end of March rolls by in New Zealand and the seasons change, temperatures start to fall, days get shorter, and the mighty red stags start to roar. This is our signal to get on the road and drive from the top of the North Island down across Cook Strait and into the South Island high country in pursuit of a monster stag. It's a long journey of listening to our father talking a load of rubbish, but it's well and truly worth the effort when it all comes together. Part of this journey is an overnight stay with our uncle and auntie and our young cousins that are always excited to see us and are a welcome break up in the journey. The next morning, we're up at the crack of dawn to a beautiful day to get to the end of the road and begin our hunting adventure. The weather's looking awesome, everyone's excitement's at an all-time high. All we need is to get in there and hope for a bit of luck. It's 1:10 now. We're all packed up, loaded up. Dad's got about 5 kg pack and we've got about 30 probably, so he's quietly chucked it there.
You reckon yours is the heaviest?
Oh, Noah's feels pretty good as well, but they're just not ideally balanced.
I reckon yours might be a little bit.
Lucky it's not a massive walk-in. We'll make it. I got.
Yeah, we'll get going.
Ow! Just want to get into the hunt tonight. So let's get moving. Whoa.
Rock broke your fall.
Yeah. Thankfully a rock broke my fall, so I didn't get too wet, but it did hurt.
There's our mate. Yeah,
Heat ready?
there's our mate. Just got a worm.
Sitting out in the tent.
What's that?
I'll have a deer by the time you guys are fucking sitting out in the
Too
tent.
G'd out.
You reckon?
Oh, you're mucking around.
Pretty good.
Taking videos
You
of
got
birds.
pack pretty heavy on the way out?
Nah, it's good. Why's that?
I don't know, have a look in there.
Make a little present in there.
Where do I look? There is, someone's getting smashed.
Someone's what?
Why would you carry that anymore?
What a dickhead, we don't need rocks, there's heaps of rocks here.
Definitely, I definitely didn't carry that over.
There's heaps of rocks
That's
here.
from here somewhere.
Is it?
Good job.
We don't often see the garden one at home.
Pretty sure I would have noticed
Sure
that
that's
one.
Would you?
garden
Would you have
one.
noticed it?
Surely. Maybe that's why I fell over in the river though.
That's side heavy.
One side was small.
Oh,
Pretty
classic.
heavy, yeah.
Yeah, it's good though, we needed
We
that
should have
rock.
put something like useful in there that we
Thank
could have like
God.
eaten or something.
Thank God you put that in.
Like a 6-pack of beer.
One beer even
Remember the
would
other
be
day
nice.
when you're like, we should put a block in those or something.
So we did.
Make a video. And we're like, nah, that's just stupid.
Show me the footage then I'll believe it.
Okay, sure.
Because look at that rock. It's the same one. You guys are such losers. Imagine if it had been like a 5-6 hour. Why would have killed
so
you?
funny. Just set up camp. Didn't take us too long, so just gonna head up for an evening hunt. Not gonna go too far from camp because it's the first night, but just head down the river and head up the hill and glass until dark. See what happens. Bloody mozzies are annoying. Get away,
Sandflies.
Sandflies.
Whoa, whoa, bear.
Let's get the hell out of here.
It's pretty steep, I reckon. Everything's steep at 50. It's pretty fucking steep at 25, 26. Into your arm. What? Into your arm. What? Into your arm. Oh, bloody... That's why I was a bit slow. Saw a little boar rooting in the grass. I went to grab it, but it spun around and bit me arm. Had a bit of a tussle with it, let it go. If you believe that, you believe anything. Time for a sleep. There's definitely nothing. We've been here all evening. Sun's going down over most of it. All the place we want to hunt. We're sort of going to call it quits a bit earlier than we probably should because we've got a massive day tomorrow planned and we're a bit hungry, to be honest. So the wind's stuffed up all above us, so we're going to head down. It's about an hour back to camp, hopefully, if the going's not too tough, and get prepared for an early morning, early start tomorrow. Try and get away by night. No roaring. Zero roaring. Nothing roaring at all that we can hear.
It was disappointing not to hear a stag roar on the first night, but you never know what's around the corner. So we got up early the next morning at the crack of dawn, hoping our fortunes might change.
Well, it's 6:30 here. Had a pretty peaceful night's sleep, unfortunately, because there was zero stags roaring. All we heard was a whole lot of possums screeching. But yeah, we're all ready to go. We're going to head up the hill in the dark so that we're right up where it breaks out into the scrubby, open stuff. Right on light, and then we'll keep going along the tops today and see if we can hear something roaring and then go after it.
Show our breed.
Had a bit of an issue with something in the night. We've got minimal food anyway, so
Sharing it with the wild animals.
not ideal.
Not ideal, as we said, there's been no 1080 in here, so
That's why there's so many birds, we
Yeah.
think.
birds, rats, and possums.
Just
Everything.
a full circle of life habitat in here. We've got to put our wet boots on now, boys, and get going.
1080 hasn't been used in this area.
And there's a lot of game.
All games, except for deer, seem to be thriving. 4 litres of water for 4 people all day on the tops. Conserve.
And preload.
And preload, yeah. Okay, I'll put some dad's pack.
First lookout point, we can see 2. Look like a hind and a yearling. They kind of might be onto us though. Just tell Dad to slow down. He's just feeding still. That's pretty good. It's cool to see, isn't it? Do we have stag in here somewhere? I should get to a point where I can see further into there. Just in case it's a stag. Think it would roar. At least we know there's deer in here. If you were purely after me, we'd be on the board now.
Pete, let's get
We do want to meet animal, but not here. We want to try and see if we can get something right. We'll just leave these ones because it's real early in the morning.
First reply.
Go again.
Possibly too far away.
No, you just go right up around.
Wow. You're keen. As we heard one. Yeah, 100%.
Well, we've sat up here all morning. It's almost 11 o'clock now, and seen about 8 deer, all hinds and yearlings. Not a lot of roaring. We've got one doing a tiny bit of roaring down here, but not enough, not consistent enough to go after really, and it's a bit of a mission to get down and back out. So we're going to go back down and pack up camp and move camp to our next destination. Have a bit of an evening hunt. Bit disappointing.
Too many birds, they need to be
I can
1080.
see 1, 2, 3 bellbirds. Pretty bloody noisy, eh?
Look at them all.
It was really promising to see all these hinds and young animals running around on public land. Unfortunately, the stags had obviously had a bit more pressure on them, and we had to head further away from the car park and hope to find ourselves a good one. We made our way back down to camp, packed up as quickly as possible, and headed up to our next location. Hopefully there'd be a few more stags around.
Should be good, except for the walking with packs on. Apart from that, it should be good.
That's the whole thing. We're doing.
Alright, well, we've got to our next fly camp. We're actually quite chuffed with how well it's come together. Found a nice little patch, set the fly up beautifully. As you can see, the pantry is a little bit of a mess, but that's sort of our system. Just dump it on the ground. So we're going up for have a look now into this big valley with heaps of glassing. Spend all night up there and you still wouldn't cover it all. Hopefully we can find something. It's been very a lot of hard work and not a lot of results as of yet, but
Seen a few.
we've seen enough. We've seen 2 animals we could have shot. We haven't seen any stags yet. Heard 1. This could be it though. This could be the chance. So let's go.
Tomorrow's probably the best chance. If
Yeah.
the weather's all good. Yeah.
There's been a hunter up here recently, which is
today was our best chance.
a bit disappointing.
I think it's tomorrow. We could have shot 2.
Yeah, we're not after a hind. Well, we are, but we want to try and get a stag first. We'll get a hind. We want some meat because we usually don't really take enough food for the whole trip, so we need to shoot a deer at some stage. But we don't really, ideally we don't want to shoot a hind and then a stag. Rather just shoot a stag and eat it all.
Eat it all. You don't want to eat it.
We eat quite a lot of stag.
Yeah, but
Not all of it, obviously, but all the good stuff. All the steak cuts.
okay, let's go.
Enough talking shit. Let's go.
Shimmer.
Just spotted 3 deer. 4 deer.
a small one, so probably not going to shoot it. Looks like a 7 or 8 pointer, but only like a 3 or 4 year old, so we'll just watch them and maybe a big one might come out later.
I don't think so, though.
No, if there's a big one, I'll be off that.
I reckon the big one got shot by you last year.
Yeah, so there's another one somewhere else though. I can see that.
There's a spiker.
I can just see
And
one.
hind and a yearling.
Yeah, you're looking at the spike and you go down the ridge more.
So, we could probably go over there and shoot one of them, but we don't think we will either.
Got a few more days before we shoot it.
And it'll be there tomorrow too, so.
It probably might wind us maybe, but it doesn't really matter. Pretty cold, they come out pretty late, yeah.
He wasn't the mature stag that we were after, but at least we'd finally found ourselves a stag. The next morning we got up an hour before light and headed to the tops under the cover of darkness with the help of our trusty dead lenses.
Might have to give them a roar soon.
That stag that was roaring, he gave 2 little moans and then shut up. We don't know if he heard us or smelt us. Don't know if he smelt us or saw us or something, but we've sat here for about an hour probably and haven't heard anything else or seen anything, so we're going to keep pushing up and try and get one that's roaring. Bugger. Keep holding, keep holding.
Everyone was starting to feel a bit despondent with our lack of success. Because it was the 1st of April, or April Fool's Day, I decided to make my own fun and play a game of Spot the Invisible Stag, where I tell the rest of the boys I can see a massive stag, and then go about describing exactly where it is and laugh at their frustrations.
Can you see it? Can you see it? You know why? Because it's April Fool's Day.
Oh, God, it's so good. Fuck yeah. I was so pissed off. No, he even told you.
Oh no, I can't do that. Let's look on him.
Gotcha. Got him.
Beautiful place for an animal. I know, that's what one should be though.
It's like an album, you know.
Well, we've had our little naps and had a bit of food, and we're getting a bit depressed because it's freezing and weather looks like it's coming in a bit. But then at about 5 kilometres over there we saw a couple of stags having a scrap. There's actually 3 stags there by the looks, but we're not going to go after them, but at least we can tell that the deer are in full raw mode and got a bit of adrenaline pumping, so we're going to push on up to the top of the hill and get around and see if we can see something else. It's not over yet. One sighting can turn this day from an absolutely shit day to awesome.
Hasn't been that bad, buddy.
No, but if we went all day and didn't get anything, and like the only animal we've seen is at 5k, it's not ideal.
Our excitement was really short-lived, and as we got to the top of the hill we found fresh boot prints and a fire that had only just been put out. The embers were still warm, and we couldn't help but feel a little bit disappointed as we made our way back to camp. We ended up sleeping until about 8 o'clock the next morning, recharging our batteries before getting up and making a plan. Our spirits were down, but we certainly weren't out, and we made a plan to head after a stag we'd seen 3 years earlier on a slip. On the day we seen him, the wind was no good and it was too late in the day to get right around him and approach him from a different angle. We tried another year as well, but again the wind didn't work out. This time we were going to head right around the long way to get the wind right, get a good vantage point, and hopefully spot him within range to get a nice shot. He looked like a pretty good animal, so hopefully things were going to work out. On that grassy bit. Although these weren't target species for right now, we could hear the stag roaring in the area, and we knew if we sat long enough we'd get a bearing on him and maybe get a shot at him.
So we've been looking into where the stag was for about 2 hours, and we haven't seen him. And then I looked back over here, on the scree back here, and there was one coming across in front of us. So we're going to drop down about 200 metres and try and get to within about 400 metres for a shot. Let's go. You get the start, just bring the camera with me and get the start. Okay, we've been roaring, and we got the stag coming across. We saw it coming across a scree back there, and we can see the next place he's going to have to come out. So we're lined up. It's about 480 metres with a pretty strong gusty wind, so hopefully we can pull off a shot here. Go roaring back. Do it right now. The stag we seen him over on the slip over here. Now I've been roaring, he's been answering us, but we think he might be up a bit high at the moment, and he's shut up for the last maybe 5 minutes, so we're just gonna keep roaring and hopefully we'll get him to answer and get a visual on him. So right now, there he is, down there.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, he's going to the left, Sam, to the left. It's just about to fall over, he's just standing here. You hit him right in the chest. Yeah, he's down, he just fell.
Oh man, we waited him out and we thought he was way up there, but he must have been coming down.
Yeah.
He's got massive length, eh?
Awesome.
Is it not that little A? No.
No way.
Sweet.
I think I missed it with that second shot.
Yeah, you got it. You
I allowed
smoked it
for the
with the
wind, but
first
there was
shot.
no wind.
Smoked it for the first shot, right behind the shoulder.
That's not too bad to retrieve either. Oh man, I am so stoked with that.
Yeah.
You always worry you're going to stuff up the shot at the end too.
That little 8-point of it, it's not.
No, he's a good, like he'd be as long as the ones you guys got last year at
I've
least.
just seen him, just standing there.
That was a good
She,
shot.
once he shut up, he was coming in,
So lucky that was like the closest clearing to us.
It's easier. That's only going to take us half an hour to get to that too.
Sweet, man, that's so cool.
He's not a real
No.
trophy, but he's a mature big stag. There he goes, falling down there. He's going right down to the bottom, boys. We'll be able to pay
Hopefully he doesn't break his antlers.
Nah, it's
I reckon he's a 10 at least. I think it might be a 9.
hit it in the front of the shoulder. I reckon.
Nothing amazing. Pretty good.
It's a pretty big length, wide spread.
Yeah, it's got mean
Good
spread.
length and spread. Real good length. He wants us, eh?
Oh yeah, just perfectly in the shoulder, just behind the shoulder maybe.
Love it.
Oh,
Makes your day, doesn't it?
makes
So
the
it makes
whole
the trip
trip.
worth it.
We've been busting. I don't think I've ever walked this many miles on a trip.
And tomorrow we can go
And
through
there's
that
still
one.
a couple run over there. That's such a relief. Steak tonight, boys. Right, we can see the gut we think it was in, which is just up there. So we're gonna get down and then head up to that. Bush isn't too bad going.
A lot less wind down here. Still fizzing. Over here, boys. Big piece, straight to it. I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed here.
Holy shit.
It's a beauty.
It's huge.
Sammy, you're not going to be disappointed, mate.
Yeah, it's missing one top. Oh no,
It's missing bays though.
It's a 10 or 11.
like 10.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It's just a bloody
It's a
mountain.
perfect animal, isn't it?
Almost mount that.
Hold that.
It's bigger than anything we got last year.
Yeah.
Same as now.
It's going to head down, roll downhill.
Yeah, get up from underneath it soon.
That is the one we saw 2 years ago here. That running across the scree. That's exactly how his head was.
Far out, that's a specimen. Yeah, it's the same as Noah's, but
It's the same as that one.
That is going to score really well, eh?
it's nice spread, nice length, strong tines. Only thing you'd say it's lacking is obviously bays
They always miss them.
and then a bit of length maybe, but
Not really.
I am not complaining
Every
of that.
point's a beauty, eh?
That is, man, it was worth passing up that little 8, wasn't it? Oh, absolutely wrapped. Shot, that's the exit wound, so it must have been pretty perfect.
That might have been your second shot, maybe.
Oh,
Feeling
this
like
is
a dog
beast.
pooping peach stones.
I think anyone would be with this. That's a beautiful animal.
Well, let's drag him somewhere
That's what
and
we came
take
for.
a few photos because it's pretty photogenic.
If that had those,
Yeah.
it would be
2 years
mounting it.
ago.
That's exactly what we came for. Passed up a heap of hinds and a young stag a
2
couple of
pigs.
days ago. Seen a few pigs and stuff, but we've been waiting and waiting, and we were just about to pretty much give up and maybe just take a hind or something, and then wow, this was supposed to be the bad day of weather, but we ended up having a pretty good day, and I'm so happy. Awesome day. So that's all it takes. The difference between a bad trip and a good trip is 10 minutes of a deer walking out in the right place.
Yeah, never lose hope, eh?
Can go home pretty happy with our efforts. We worked hard for it though.
We did.
Didn't just fluke it like you guys did a bit last year.
Yeah, this deer's made last year look ridiculously hard. Still, you have your easy trips and you have your hard trips. They're all just fun though. It's all rewarding.
You just got to go and go and go. Eventually you'll have a bit of good luck.
Yeah, we did last year, we got 3.
Just gonna prepare some meat for our dinner tonight. So when I say prepare, I'm just gonna like fight the wasps off it. There's quite a few on there. Got a bit of a make do pea soup.
Wasp seat.
Wasp soup.
Keep my distance. Staying on it. Staying on it. There's so many on there. He's flicking them like with his hand. He's swarming him. Swarming him. They were like swarming behind him. Did he get stuck? No. Stop talking about it.
Well, we had a bit of a windy, rainy night last night, but it seems to have cleared now this morning. Sort of, yeah, a bit foggy, and hopefully it'll get better.
We heard one stag roaring early this morning, but he seems to have shut up. So we're going to head back over around to where we were. Yesterday there was a couple of stags roaring across the valley. We'll see if we can get in on one of them. So it's about an hour's walk to get into position, and then we'll see how we go.
Just come down from camp about half an hour and we're just about to go up the valley. And we're going to hunt a stag. There's one roaring just up here, not too far away from the river, so we might just go up a little bit further and then try pinpoint where he is, and hopefully he doesn't wind us and we can get in on him. Well, it's not ideal, but stags. We think it's up on that far edge, so we're going to go up this one with all these big beech trees on it, and hopefully we'll shoot across at him. Hopefully he's out in the open. We'll just go up there and give a few roars and see what happens.
Should give us a pretty good shot as long as the wind's on that.
Just loading up with water now, and we're up this ridge and into it. There's no winds.
Wind's going up, I reckon. Could be a disaster.
But as long as he's on that side, we're alright.
What's the story?
We're in position now. It's about 350 metre shot, I think.
Let's see if we can wind him up.
Yeah, let's get all set up. Quietly.
He's up here somewhere. He might be right on the top. Range further over here. 490. 450.
It's the high. I got him. I've got him. Oh, he's massive. He's massive. He's running down that slope. Which one? I can't see. I can't see him. Just right down that on my big screen. Okay. He's carrying. Yeah, I got him. He's come down. He is coming in at us. Now was a big stand. We've been sitting here for like 3/4 of an hour now. It's been about half an hour since we've seen him. He's still roaring straight across, but we can't see him for the life of us. So frustrating. Starting to get freezing too.
Woo!
Nice stag.
Yeah. That was awesome, man.
Oh, nice stag.
Good shot on him.
Oh,
Had to wait him out for a few hours.
Hours and hours for that fella, eh?
So cold too.
Oh, I'm freezing. My nose is dripping.
Almost gave up on him when he didn't roar
I
for a
knew
while.
he had to be down there. I knew that he couldn't have got away, eh?
Yeah.
Without barking, at least.
Tell them to bring all our stuff down.
Bring the stuff down.
Yes. I was so thought they got away. One of the best rewarding hunts ever. Just took so long.
Thank God for that. You know, like when you have to hunt them that hard, it makes for a really, you know, like if you just walk up to them and just shoot them, that was like, that took hours to get that fella.
Only ended up being 150 metres shot.
Oh man, just seeing them like that,
It was cool how it was thrashing the bushes, eh?
Yeah.
Just to exactly where we seen the hind come out.
Good work. Two stags. That's
Wait
fine.
for them
Which one?
to there.
And then
And then it walked out here.
this is where the shot was.
Bit of blood there. Frothy blood.
Yeah, wait, there's another bit of lung there. It's come this way.
It's a beast. It's a beast, alright. Probably gone past its prime.
The one behind it, Pete.
Would have been going
12.
behind it. Would have been a 12. 9 corner.
Bloody good stalk actually, mucking around there, up there. It was freezing, and then these boys given up, thought we'd spooked it, but I realised that it had just come into here, otherwise we would have seen it go, so I snuck over with Harry and there he was.
Could just see it from where we were. If you had stayed in that same position, there's no way you would have got a shot at it.
So
It's old,
it's had got a few fighting scars.
Every time we get in here, it's sort of like one person's turn to shoot. It was my turn to shoot, and then we usually go to Dad after that, because every trip we go from now we're saying it could be his last one before he carks it, or he's too unfit to make it. So another one for the wall for Dad to be able to tell a story about. Got it all on video.
I always manage to seem to get these ugly as
Gnarly
old
ones.
ones, yeah. Ugly, uneven, but massive. That's right, I'm pretty
Similar,
happy.
I reckon it's similar length to my one from yesterday, but
bit longer.
it's
I
longer on
reckon.
this side. That's about the same.
I reckon yours is, it's hard to say.
And it is just seems a bit older in the face.
And she's got a bit of a puffed up neck, eh, for some reason. It might have been fighting or a bit further.
It was attacking the bush before we shot
Pretty cool thing though. Beast. It's a beast.
Had a great day apart from the wasp attack.
It was so free. If we hadn't have got this, it would have been the worst day, because we were freezing our butts off up there.
It's always like just one or few minutes between a good day and a bad day.
How are you almost so skinny? I like to run
This was the last full day that we had for hunting, with plans to head out the next day and begin the long journey home. We'd had to work hard on this trip to find and secure the animals that we'd been hoping for. Thankfully, the long, hard days had paid off, and we could head for home with plenty of meat and some awesome memories that we'll never forget, hunting together as a family. Big thanks to our team of sponsors for providing us with the quality gear to get out there in the hills and do what we love.